because you walked in class today or you logged into Google Classroom today and you noticed that Miss Withers is not at Meridian High School today and you thought you wouldn't have to hear any bad jokes. Unfortunately, my friends, that is not the case because we're going to run through sort of some tactics and ways we can write really good introductions. So, excuse me, I'm on the wrong page. We have been here, right? We have looked at, well, I've given you an interactive writing notebook. And if you click on that, and you wait for it to load for 20 years, it literally breaks down for you the ways in which we can write topic sentences. And easiest way to use this, y'all, is put it in present mode. And yet again, wait for it to load. And then you can click. So I can click here if I want to learn about how do you draft. I click there. You want to learn about brainstorming. You go there. You back up that way. But let's get it back to present. Did I say present from that slide? Present from beginning. There we go. You can click here to learn about evidence and how to best incorporate evidence. All that good stuff. Here's how to write an explanation. Here's how to do a conclusion. All that good stuff. And then there's this workbook that you can use if you need help writing your paragraphs. So y'all have access to that. Then we have this whole lesson that we did in class about how to use the writing rubric. So there's a video. There's also just a copy of the rubric so you can see that. Then we have our topic sentence lesson, our evidence lesson, and our conclusion part is in our evidence. We did that at the same time. So we've talked about how to write really good paragraphs. Now our next step is to start looking at essays. So your final project for Unit 2 will be an essay. I know y'all are thrilled, right? We are super excited about this essay. Laying awake at night, just thinking, I can't wait to write this essay. All right, so I'm going to give you an outline here just so you can sort of see how an essay is supposed to look. We have an introduction, some body paragraphs, and a conclusion. I'd like to point out as we're glancing over this that our body paragraphs are literally just a paragraph, right? We have our topic sentence, some evidence, an explanation, evidence, explanation, and then we have this thing called a transition, which is basically a concluding sentence that transitions us into our next paragraph, but we'll get there. Today's not the day. And I just think that's really interesting. Then another thing I'm going to give you, if it'll load, is an essay example. So this is based off of our first unit, and our first big question is actually a shortened example. You can see it's only one body paragraph, but y'all will be giving me 3. So I apologize, but it is what it is. This is the formatting that we will use. This is what your header will look like. That's where our title is going to be centered. And then here's our introduction. Here's our body paragraph. And then finally, we have a conclusion. Now, is this a perfect essay? No, we already mentioned that it's too short. We need 3 body paragraphs. I only did 1. So I'm not telling you that you need to model completely after this, but I am going to tell you it gives you your format. It gives you the way your page should look. So heading, center, indent, all that good stuff. That's what your essay should look like. And then your content should look a little bit more like this outline. So got an introduction, body paragraph, and then a conclusion, 3 body paragraphs, and then a conclusion. So that is really how we're going to dive into essays. And I think it's kind of interesting to look at it like this. You know, we talked when we were doing paragraph writing about the RACES method. I wish I could write on this slide, but alas, that's not something we can do here. You know what we can do? Hold on. Miss Withers, every once in a while, she thinks of solutions. All right, so I want to look at a paragraph. So how we write a paragraph is by using the RACES method, right? Paragraph. There we go. We use this RACES method, RACES, restate the question, and this is our topic sentence. We know that. This is our topic sentence. Answer the question. Cite evidence. This is quite obviously our evidence. Explain evidence. And then finally, we are going to sum it all up. So we looked at this when we did paragraph writing. This was the method we sort of looked at as our introduction to how to write a paragraph. Now what we're going to do is we're going to switch it up. We are going to move into writing something longer. We're going to look at writing the essay. Actually, before we talk about essay writing, we will, I mentioned it, but I want you to be able to visually see this. All right, so we've got this in the middle. Over here, paragraph, we have our topic sentence, evidence, explanation, and finally a concluding sentence, right? And that's how we write a paragraph. That's actually our terminology we use, right? I wanted that to be there so you can sort of correspond to that with our RACES method, so we can see how they sort of work together. So this concluding sentence goes with, excuse me, y'all. It's been a long day, full of trials, tribulations, and it's been a long day. I'm going to make jokes until I'm done making videos. All right, so the concluding sentence will go to the sum it all up. Because y'all know I like to color code stuff. I'll make my line that color. Then we need another one. Explanation is going to go to explanation. I know you couldn't have figured that out without me, right? I mean, you just needed me to help you with that. It's okay. Just let me feel like I'm being helpful. Evidence goes to evidence. And then topic sentence is going to go to this answer and restate, right? And I can't make it two colors. I'm just going to make it red. And this right here, this that we're looking at is the format of a paragraph. We've already been there. So now let's look at how we write an essay. In an essay, we have an introductory paragraph. We have a body paragraph 1. We're going to have to make this box a little bigger, you know me. All right, then we have our body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3, and then a concluding paragraph. Just like we did over here, we're going to follow the same sort of ideology. So introductory paragraph, that's going to jump over here to restate an answer. We're going to make that red. Body paragraph 1. Now, for real though, the body paragraph is actually going to be all of this. And y'all will see what I mean when we get to body paragraphs. But it's kind of one of those interesting things where the body paragraph takes, they're super important. They give your evidence, right? But you have to have a topic sentence. You have to cite that evidence. You have to explain it. Then you have to sum it up and transition to your next paragraph. So all 3 of our body paragraphs are going to function the same way. And so we're going to make some more lines that are exactly the same. And that right there is our body paragraph. And then, even though I'm sure you have not guessed what's going to happen next, that concluding paragraph is going to sum it all up, wrap it all up in a nice, pretty little bow, restate our thesis, all that good stuff. So that's how it all connects together. And I think it's very interesting the way we can use that same formula, that RACES formula, to create fantastic essays, just like we've sort of looked at it when we write paragraphs. So you don't have to really abandon what you've learned in middle and like early high school, even when we jump into essay writing. All right, kiddos, I'm going to log off of this video and then I will start working on actual introduction writing and how that differs from conclusion writing and body paragraphs. Hope you're having a good day. Bye, kiddo.